Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, welcome to our meeting today. I'm sorry in advance because I have a sore throat, so yeah, if you don't hear me properly or if you find that I have like a funny voice, I apologize beforehand, but I cannot do anything else. So, today I see that we have guests. And our common habit is to ask the guests why they decided to come here and why, if they heard before about Toastmaster and who gave them this wish of coming and attending to this meeting. So, as you are here, James, I'm sorry.
on the spot already, yeah.
I would like to ask you why you are here, and I know already that it's your first experience, but I would like to share it with the rest of the...
How many minutes do I have?
You can speak as long as you want.
No, I can keep it very short, but thank you very much. It's nice to be in a welcoming group of people. I think that's really important, particularly under the pressures we all have in our work. It's great to have some support here. I'm here because I want to learn more about public speaking. I'm a communications person myself, but I think it's very important to know what people are thinking. How do I talk well to people? How do I communicate well to people? I'm coming from 4 years in the beautiful palm-stretched country of Myanmar, which is going through a monsoon at the moment, both politically and meteorologically. So I'm now in Vienna, where everything works, and it's really nice to be having with my family as well. But I'd like to use this opportunity with Toastmasters, if I move forward, is that to get more courage in myself, self-confidence, and be able to speak more eloquently.
You are. It's the right.
You are.
I think that Nadia, you are also a guest, and it's your first time?
No, this is my second time.
Oh, it's your second time.
Actually, I'm working at the International Academic Agency. I also do the training programs and also practice the public speaking. But I came here to learn more and get more experience to do my job very well. Thanks to Lily, I'm here today. She always reminds me to come here.
Good
and
job.
Also my supervisor recommended me this program. Thank you very much for you all to welcome me here.
Yeah, thank you. And last but not least,
Actually, this is my second time. I'm Fumi John from International Atomic Energy. I hope that's not mine. No, I'm sorry. This is my second time to be here, and actually I do interact with media when I will be doing missions, traveling on behalf of IEA. So it's paramount important to know how to speak with media and how to entertain questions and how to speak clearly and eloquently. And thanks for inviting us, and I will take this opportunity and decide very soon if I will be a member or not.
we hope.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. You are not a guest anymore.
Yeah,
Are you? Yeah,
I'm Toastmaster member for the first time.
So you made the right and the good choice. Wonderful.
Okay, thank you.
So, just before handing the control of this meeting to Madame Toastmaster of the Day, I would like to remind you that we will have very soon the new election, because here we have an executive committee, and this executive committee is changing every year, and on the 14th of June we will elect the new committee. So it's a very important meeting because everybody attending the meeting will have the right to vote for the new president, the new vice president education, membership. We are 5 or 6 people having important roles, to be able to organize this meeting. And so I will encourage all of you to be there at that meeting, because it's important to select who will be organizing the future of Toastmaster.
Excuse me, Madam President, I just have a point of order. I mean, you said anybody coming to the meeting, that they must be a member. They must be a member. If you're a guest, you're not entitled to vote. Okay, just wanted to clarify. So everybody was thinking, sign up soon, July 14th.
Okay, well that's very good a promotion. So.
Well,
No, it's true, it's a good incentive, but at least you can also feel the, the mood and it's important to decide who will be, leading. It's like for a country, who will be leading, this executive committee, it's quite important. And we are still looking for some people, for some roles. Adot, she is unfortunately not here today. She accepted to take the role of organizing this next executive committee. So if you want to volunteer for a role, please contact Adot. And I can give you the email address afterwards if you want. But you can be young, you can have more experience. It's always good to be involved also with the committee. Okay? So now I talk enough. I would like to hand the control of this meeting to Madame Toastmaster, who really jumped in, if I can say, because we had no Toastmaster of the day, and Lily volunteered on the spot to take that role. But as she is a very well-experienced Toastmaster, I'm sure it will be okay.
So this is what we do at Toastmasters, learning by doing, leadership and communication training. So I left that role vacant on purpose, hoping that somebody else would jump in. And I noticed that a lot of our experienced Toastmasters signed up quite quickly for easy roles like ballot counter, timekeeper, counter. And I'd like to encourage you, take the leap, take the bound, take the opportunity, take the leadership challenge, and you are now qualified. If you are a member and you've been here for a number of meetings, you are also qualified to be Toastmaster of the Day. The chairman's position is not open to everybody to sign up for. The president or the next highest ranking person in the hierarchy of the Toastmasters committee is the chairperson allocated for the meeting. So we have the president, the vice president education, vice president membership, vice president public relations, secretary, treasurer and sergeant at arms. They're the 7 roles that we have on the executive that are all up for grabs on the 14th of June. Welcome to Toastmasters. I'd like to introduce our general evaluator to please introduce the evaluation team for today.
Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. Actually today I wanted to sign up for an easy role, but it was too late. But anyway, this is my privilege to be a general evaluator for the meeting today. And as you know that we have a team all the time equipped for this general evaluation task. And our evaluator for the first piece today is Victoria Lombard, and she will be evaluating the first speaker, Maria Teresa's speech. Our counter today is Rina, Toastmaster Rina, and she has taken the double role today, also of ballot counter. Thank you, Rina, for taking 2 jobs. We have our grammarian today, Ms. Ilman. If you have word of the day, would you like to say?
Yes, so the word of the day for today is finesse. So it's defined as refinement or delicacy of workmanship, structure or texture, skillful handling of situations, or the withholding of one's highest card or trump in the hope that a lower card will take the trick. That's the aim. So.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ilman. Learning by doing. I made a mistake already, and I'm happy that I'm here with you all that I love. What mistake I did? I forgot to request our team to explain their roles. Toastmaster Rina, as an art counter and ballot counter, what are your roles, please, would you like to explain?
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, I took 2 easy roles. Thank you, Lily, for reminding me. A counter is, my job is to count R's, and repetitions and then count them and report it later on. And then for every R, you pay 10 cents down there in that box. And €1 is the maximum. Ballot counter, we have our table topics, and I have to count the votes for the best table topics and announce it. That is the 2 easy roles for me today.
Actually, they are not so easy. Thank you. Now I would like to request Toastmaster Ilman once again to explain your role, please, as grammarian.
Thank you, Toastmaster. So my role as grammarian is I have to monitor language and grammar usage for all the speakers, noting complete sentences, grammatical mistakes, etc. And also I have introduced the word of the day.
Thank you. Now I would like to introduce our timekeeper, Polade. Can you please explain your role, please? Toastmaster Polade.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Toastmaster of today, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. My role of today, my responsibility for today is to keep track of the time that we're using. And for each segment, we have different segments. We have the debate speech, which Maria Teresa will be giving. And for her speech, we have a maximum of 15 minutes. And when the 15 minutes is up, I will put up my red card. And before then, she has I'll start again. I start with talk because that speech is 15 minutes, a duration of 15 minutes. So I'll start with the green card. When she gets to it, after she has been speaking for about 12 minutes, I'll raise the green card up. And the yellow card is when she has spoken for about 40 minutes, and now when she's going to round up, and I will use the red card for 15 minutes. And for all that segment of the meeting, we have the table topics, which is meant to be 2 minutes. Ideally, any member that is called upon to speak during the segment is meant to speak for minimum of about 1 minute. And then I will use the green card to show that you've spoken for the minimum allotted time. And the yellow card is meant to bring to your notice that you're meant to round up. And the red card is meant to notify that you've exceeded the allotted time and you're meant to stop. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Polade. I would now like to request the first evaluator, Victoria, for your role today.
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, I am to give the evaluation speech today, which comes after the speaker has given her presentation. And the speech will be 2 to 3 minutes per order, 2 to 3 minutes for the evaluation speech. So it's 2 minutes, 2.5, and 3 minutes for the sentence.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Victoria. I think this is my personal opinion. Here we learn whatever we cannot learn outside. So we can make mistake. You are here to make mistake. We should not be shy, because making mistakes, everybody is listening and watching what we have done wrong, what we have done better, what we have done good. So this way, each Toastmaster or the guest will evaluate us, and this we take it home and try to improve. That's why we are here. So this completes the evaluation team for today. I hand over to Toastmaster.
So we have the first section of the meeting, which will be the prepared speech. After the prepared speech, we'll go into the table topics, and after the table topics, we'll go into the evaluation session. So, starting on the first speech, may I ask the evaluator of the first speech to tell us what the goals are, what the objectives of the first speech.
Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters and honoured guests. Maria Teresa is going to give a presentation from an advanced communications manual, which is a project 4 from interpretive reading, and with a specialization on the play. The objectives of this project are to adapt a play for interpretive reading, to portray several characters in one reading, identifying them to the audience through voice changes and body movement. And the allotted time is 12 to 15 minutes.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vicky. May I ask you all to join me to welcome Maria Teresa, who is our experienced and founding member of the Toastmasters Club at the VIC. We are soon celebrating our, tell me? 30th anniversary. So Maria Teresa was here and we are so happy every time she manages to come back from her busy retiree life to join us for our Toastmasters meeting. So let us welcome Maria Teresa.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests. I'm going to be doing project number 4, interpretive reading. This is not an easy one. Although I always thought my talents as an actress could be used better in Toastmasters. But I have to do a little bit of prep first before I go, so please don't start timing me, Mr. Timer. Give you a little background. I'm going to be giving excerpts out of Waiting for Godot, which is a theater of the absurd play by Samuel Beckett. It was originally composed in French at the end of the 40s, but then Beckett actually translated it into English himself. It has been performed on various occasions. Theater of the absurd. Toastmaster Rena, please don't count me for all the repetitions when we say, I'm going, but where are we going? We're not going anywhere, okay? This is part of the play. Again, for non-native speakers, you may have a little bit of trouble with the text, but I'm not going to rush through this. So again, Mr. Timer, a little bit of allowance perhaps, you know, with finesse for the maybe going beyond the 15 minutes. We'll see how it works. Again, theater of the absurd, that you're not totally walking in from nowhere. I prepared a little crib sheet, and I want you all to stare at the screen back here. Unfortunately, I couldn't project it, but the play basically consists of 2 characters, Estragon and Vladimir. Estragon, also known as Gogo, Vladimir, Didi. And they look like bombs. And there's only a tree. The set is very, very sparse. They do encounter a couple of other characters, Pozo, Lucky, and the boy. So let me give you your crib sheets. Then as I'm setting up my own computer, you can have a look that you're not totally in the dark. And read this little excerpt of what the play, the characters are about. How does this look for Vicky? Okay. Okay, with no further ado. Initially, Estragon and Vladimir. Let's go. We can't. Why not? We're waiting for Godot. Can you not stay still? I'm cold. We came too soon. It's always at nightfall. At night doesn't fall. It'll fall all of a sudden like yesterday. Then it'll be night. And we can go. And it'll be day again. stop? Will you just stop that whining? I've had my belly full of your lamentations. I'm going. Well, farewell. Lucky's hat. I've been here an hour and never saw it. Why? You'll never see me again. I knew it was the right place. Now our troubles are over. Must have been a very fine hat. Here. What? Hold that. Well, how would I know? No, but how do I look in it? Hideous. Yes, but not more so than usual. Neither more nor less. Though I can keep it, mine irked me. How should I say it itched me? I'm going. Will you not play? Play at what? Well, we could play Pozo and Lucky. Never heard of it. I'll do Lucky, and you do Pozo. Go on. Well, what am I to do? Well, curse me. Naughty. Stronger. Gonocoppus. Spirochette. Tell me to think. What? Say think, pig. I can't. That's enough of that. Tell me to dance. Oh, I'm going. Dance, hog. I can't. Coco. There you are again at last. I'm accursed. Where were you? I thought you were gone forever. They're coming. Who? I don't know. How many? I don't know. It's Godot! At last, Coco. It's him. It's him. It's him. Coco, come back. There you are again. It's Godot. I'm in hell. Where were you? They're coming there too. We're surrounded. There's no way out there. Not a soul in sight. Off you go. Quick. You won't? Well, I can understand that. Wait till I see. Your only help left is to disappear. Where? Behind the tree. Quick. Behind the tree. Decidedly, this tree will not have been the slightest use to us. I lost my head, forgive me. It won't happen again. Tell me what to do. There's nothing to do. You go and stand there. There. Don't move. And watch out. Back to bed like in the good days. Do you see anything coming? What? Do you see anything coming? No. Nor I. You must have had a vision. What? You must have had a vision. There's no need to shout. Do you? Oh, pardon. Carry on. No. After you. No, you first. I interrupted you. On the contrary. Ceremonious ape. ugliest pig. Finish your phrases, I tell you. Finish your own. Moron. That's the idea. Let's abuse each other. Moron. Vermin. Abortion. Morbion. Sewer rat. Curate. Critic. Critic. Oh. Now let's make up. Go. Giddy. Your hands. Take it. Come to my arms. Your arms. My breast. Off we go. How time flies when one has fun. What do we do now? While waiting? While waiting, we could do our exercises, our movements, our elevations, our relaxations, our elongations to warm us up, to calm us down. Off we go. That's enough. I'm tired. We're not in form. What about a little deep breathing? I'm tired breathing. You're right. Let's just do the tree for the balance. The tree? Your turn. Do you think God sees me? You must close your eyes. God have pity on me. On me, pity on me. This is Pozo. What is it? Who is it? Is it Godot? At last, reinforcements at last. Help! Is it Godot? We were beginning to weaken, but now we're sure to see the evening out. Help! Do you hear him? We are no longer alone, waiting for the night, waiting for the dawn, waiting for waiting. All evening we have struggled, unassisted. Now it's over. It's already tomorrow. Help! Time flows again already. The sun will set, the moon will rise, and we away from here. Pity! Poor Pozo. I knew it was him. Who? Godot. But it's not Godot. It's not Godot. It's not Godot. Then who is it? It's Pozo. Here, help me help. We can't get up. Let go. We can't. Why not? We're waiting for Godot. Ah. Perhaps he has another bone for you. Bone? Chicken. Do you not remember? It was him. Yeah? Yes? Ask him. Perhaps we should help him first. To do what? To get up. He can't get up. He wants to get up. Then let him get up. He can't. ask him for the bone first. Then if he refuses, we'll leave him there. You mean we have him at our mercy? Yes. And that we could subordinate our good officers to certain conditions? What? It seems intelligent, all right, but there's one thing I'm afraid of. Help! What? That Lucky might get going all of a sudden. Then we'd all be balanced. Lucky? The one that went for you yesterday. I tell you, there were 10 of them. No, before that, the one that kicked you. Is he here? As large as life. But for the moment, he is inert. But he might run amok at any minute. Help! And suppose we gave him a good beating, the two of us. You mean if we fell on him in his sleep? Yes, that seems a good idea, all right. But could we do it? Is he really asleep? No, the best would be to take advantage of Pozo's calling for help. Help! To help him. We help him in anticipation of some tangible return. And supposing, let's not waste our time in idle. Let us do something while we have the chance. Not every day we are needed. Not indeed that we personally are needed. Others would meet the ease quite well, if not better. To all mankind they were addressed, those cries for help still ringing in our ears. But at this place, in this moment of time, all mankind is us. Moment of time, whether we like it or not. Let us make the most of it before it's too late. Let us represent worthily, for once, the foul brood to which a cruel fate consigned us. What do you say? Is it true that with folded arms we weigh the pros and cons? We are no less a credit to our species? The tiger bounds to the help of his congeners without the least reflection. But that is not the question. What are we doing here? That is the question. And we are blessed in this, that we happen to know the answer. Yes, in this immense confusion, one thing alone is clear. We are waiting for Godot to come. So we're going to forget what would have happened with Pozo and Lucky, and we're going to go straight to the boy who had actually come the day before to give the message that Godot is not going to be coming. So here we go as I'm scrolling much further on towards the end and the boy. Actually, I'm cutting quite a lot of this, but I see my time is coming to an end. And I'll be honest, theater of the absurd's a little tricky. So, the boy. Mr. Albert? Off we go again. Do you not recognize me? No, sir. It wasn't you who came yesterday? No, sir. This is your first time? Yes, sir. You have a message from Mr. Godot? Yes, sir. He won't come this evening? No, sir. But he'll come tomorrow? Yes, sir. Without fail? Yes, sir. Did you meet anyone? No, sir. 2 other men. I didn't see anyone, sir. What does he do, Mr. Godot? Do you hear me? Yes, sir. Well, he does nothing, sir. How is your brother? He's sick, sir. Perhaps it was he came yesterday. I don't know, sir. Has he a beard, Mr. Godot? Yes, sir. Fair or black? I think it's white, sir. Christ have mercy on us. What am I to tell Mr. Godot, sir? Tell him you saw me and that you saw me. You're sure you saw me? You won't come and tell me tomorrow that you never saw me. What's wrong with you? Nothing. I'm going. If so am I. Was I long asleep? I don't know. Where should we go? Not far. Oh yes, let's go far from here. We can't. Why not? We have to come back tomorrow. What for? To wait for Godot? Ah, he didn't come. No. And now it's too late. Yes, now it's night. And if we dropped him? If we dropped him, he'd punish us. Everything's dead but the tree. What is it? It's the tree. Yes, but what kind? I don't know. A willow. Why don't we hang ourselves? With what? You haven't got a bit of rope? No. Then we can't. Let's go. Wait, there's my belt. It's too short. You could hang on to my legs. And who'd hang on to mine? True. Well, shall we go? Put on your trousers. What? Put on your trousers. You want me to pull on my trousers? Well, shall we go? Yes. Let's go. Madam Toastmaster.
That was a shared speech today. There are many different types of assignments in the Competent Communicator Manual, the introduction manual of the 10 speeches, and that was from one of the advanced manuals. Please take a moment to give feedback to our speaker. The first segment on that slip of paper, and try and say something positive, something constructive. Just give you a moment to fill that out, and we will send a cup around. Speaker number 1.
Does anybody else need an evaluation sheet?
Send that around. Please continue writing and then put it into the cup. And those evaluations will go directly to the speaker of today, the prepared speech.
And the Oscar goes to?
we go into the next part of our meeting, which is the table topics. And our table topics for today is Toastmaster Chen Chen. Let us welcome Toastmaster Chen Chen.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, it's a privilege to be here with you today. For today, we're going to play a game, and this will be a bit different from our usual table topics, in the sense that we will transpose ourselves. With our minds, we will go to a medieval town, and in there are 130 jobs for grabs, jobs and titles. Why jobs? Jobs are a very important part. Our professions are a fundamental part of our existence. So important are they that sometimes we end up identifying ourselves with what we do, which may be right or wrong. But the important part is that for every job or profession that we undertake in our lives, as Niccolo Machiavelli said in the 16th century, part of it, 50% is determined by virtue and 50% is determined by fortune. And what does he mean by virtue? In today's world, that means hard preparation, hard work, being ready for the opportunity when it arises. And fortune is obviously pure chance. In our fantastic, surreal world, in this medieval town, we don't have much virtue to play. It will be mostly chance. And the rules of the game are as following. The 4 or 5 people who will volunteer themselves, and I look forward to a lot of commitment from your side. Observers included, we have some excellent observers today in terms of speakers, so we would be happy to join them as well. They will pick up from this jar 3 different professions, and they will have 5 seconds, 5 to 10 seconds to decide what they want to talk about. And they will put all their finesse in describing what's the added value, what's the significance, what's the purpose of their job and their profession, what and why does it drive them in their lives. Who's the first volunteer? I see people are over-eager to do this. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I appreciate your time. So you can choose 3 different jobs. And you take your time before deciding what do you want to talk about.
Just one, right?
Yes. In your case, you are lucky that you're a mother tongue, but some of them are quite peculiar in names. So if you don't understand what the job is about, feel free to ask. I will explain.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, honoured guests and Toastmasters, I am a roofer. I work to fix the roofs of the houses of businesses and people's homes. It's a very important job because when it rains, and it rains a lot in our village, there is a lot of damage and heartache that goes to people's homes. They get miserable and cold, and it's very hard to actually live a balanced and happy life when you've got a hole in your roof. I bring protection to the people of our village, and everyone appreciates that. Because I'm not an expensive worker, I'm very humble in what I do, and I value the work that I do, that I give. So I get the appreciation of the people I provide protection for, and they help me as well. So we have a very good working life.
We need a lady volunteer here to make it gender balanced? Now Lily will be our lady volunteer.
My choices are clown, doctor, or cheesemaker. Each of them enticing in their own way, and I thought of the clown being called the court jester and has a significantly important role. And when I think back to medieval times, I think of Shakespeare. No, I'm not the clown. I could be. I could probably even make a good clown. Cheesemaker, when I think of my sons and they're playing the medieval computer games, actually even on the card games, the I can't remember what it's called. But then I think the cheesemaker is probably also very important, and even my mother-in-law used to make cheese occasionally because she had a dairy farm, and I know a little bit about cheese making. No, doctor. In the medieval times, medicine was very, very important. You know, witches were considered to be, were probably the doctors in even earlier, in the Dark Ages, before the medieval times, because they had access and knowledge and understanding of information that had been passed on, of herbs and natural remedies. And I just have to think of my son, who wanted to become a doctor, and he said it was because of some experience that he had. What I'm supposed to be talking about is how important the doctor is in the medieval age, but actually the goal of tabletop is just to talk for 1 minute, and then when you see the green card you can stop. So I'm talking about the significance of doctors in the medieval age. The fact is they were not actually, they didn't really exist. Do you know what they used to do? They used to get leeches and put you on there to bleed the blood out, believing that they're going to take the poisons and toxins out of your system. And there were a lot of witches and medicine men and herbal specialists who had a lot of natural remedies, and people were very in touch with the environment, with nature, and they knew the weeds that were really good for them, that could help them. And I think that's something that we could even learn to do today, that we should learn to get back to nature, get in touch, to find out the natural remedies that can help to keep us healthy and be our own natural doctor.
So, the right side did their best. We're waiting for something more on the left side now. Let's see, please join us. Thank you for volunteering. You can stir it because here lies your future. You have 3 choices.
Dear Toastmasters and honorable guests, I am a maid and I really enjoy this work. I first wanted to be a roofer, but the job was taken. Then I wanted to be a bit different from other people, and I like clean places. I like when things are well organized, and I thought that being a maid would be the perfect job for me. And that was a really nice choice because something happened that I didn't predict. in this very particular village in the old times is that my broom is magic. And I can go wherever I want with very high speed, and I feel very fortunate to be.
Shall we have another round?
You know, I love table maybe some volunteers.
I won't force you. I'm sure next time you'll volunteer.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for your participation.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you for having me. Try to find a pin there. There is one.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guest. Today, the person standing before you is a gambler. I decided to be a gambler because I thought I could make it easy in life. With the small change I have, I could go to the casino, or I could go to Admiral and gamble and see how I can multiply my money without doing anything. Not knowing that, even though to be a gambler, gambling requires a bit of finesse. You must be good at what you are doing, and you must be good with numbers for you to be able to multiply the little money you have on you. And after working for a short while, all my savings, I took it to the casino, and I gambled with it. But unfortunately, after gambling all my savings, I turned out to be a pauper. At the end of the day, I went back, I worked for another couple of years. After working for a couple of years, and I realized I was able to get enough about it, and I applied the finesse I was able to discover to use. And after using the money I saved up, I gambled with it, and I turned out to be a millionaire today.
Alright, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, thank you very much for your participation. Speaking of, the hook is not the easiest thing, and you did it superbly well. Thank you, congratulations to you all.
So this is getting really fun, the different ways that we start doing the table topics. Thank you very much for your ingenuity. So we enter into the next part of the meeting, which is the evaluation. Please remember to vote now for the person who you think was the best at the table topics. The first person was James, who was a roofer. The second person was Lily, who couldn't decide, ended up being a doctor. The third person was Yassine, who was a maid with a magic broom. And the fourth person was Collade, who was a gambler, come pauper, come millionaire. So please write the name of only one person on the ballot, and we will send around the cup, which the ballot counter will then. While we're doing that, we will go into the evaluation part, and I would like to welcome our general evaluator to lead us through the evaluation section of our meeting. Thank you, Shula.
No, this is speaker first.
Up to the top. Yeah.
Yes.
Fellow Toastmasters, other guests. The finesse of the meeting today is we had a very high standard speech from our Toastmaster, Maria Teresa. And I really enjoyed the table topic session today, which is new style, and this brings a really new word that people are so much encouraged to choose their own question, and they really presented so well that I was so fascinated in this way. Thank you. Now, the first is the evaluation. Toastmaster Victoria, can I please request you to evaluate the speech, the first speech of Toastmaster Maria Teresa?
Madam General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, and Maria Teresa. You know, when I took on this role to be speech evaluator, I had no idea what I was in for. But I have to say, the first thing I would like to say is, you've got talent.
Finesse.
Yes. Because to do such a masterpiece of reading something and acting at the same time is really challenging. But let me start at the beginning. The objective had been to interpret a play, to adapt it for interpretive reading, and to basically impersonate these characters with your voice and your body movements. So in the beginning I found it a little bit distracting, first of all, that you asked for extra time. I found it a little bit distracting because it's part of this presentation to make the audience acquainted with the play. And then also that you went to the computer over there and had us look at this tiny little picture. Rather, I would have had it projected onto the big screen. But about the interpreting itself, you went right into that play. And although you had handed out this explanation of the characters, which is quite good, I personally would have wished to know more about the play. About Sarah Beckett, perhaps why you wrote it, but a little bit, explain a little bit more about the play, because your excellent acting and your voice variety and everything somehow got lost in the beginning. I'm talking about the beginning, because we didn't know who was speaking. But at least I did not catch it. Perhaps it was just me. But I would have liked to have a definite position of Vladimir, a definite position of Estragon, right, in the beginning. And that you had explained in your transitions who, you know, what kind of, where we are in the play at the moment. I missed that a little bit. And it's a pity because your acting was so excellent. You had wonderful voice varieties, fantastic ways of actually, you know, slipping into these characters. Only I was lost about who it was speaking. That was the only thing. Otherwise, excellent performance. I thought a little bit, you know, the computer was standing here, the laptop, and it's a little bit high. And I was thinking about, you know, you coming back here and handing the mouse and looking at that, how you could have solved this. Perhaps by having the play on paper in your hands, but which again would have taken from your body movements. So I'm not so sure about this. Then I thought perhaps, you know, you could have learned it by heart, but then it wouldn't have been the same. You know, it wouldn't have been reading as such. So I suppose you actually chose the best way how to do it. And as I said, your finesse as an actress, I think it was really, really well done. I have no other suggestion for you than to perhaps join a theatre company.
Thank you, Toastmaster Victoria, for evaluating the very high standard speech. For me, it was too high. In the beginning, I was a bit lost. Then slowly, I could follow. That was very nice. And I would like to just ask you all. I felt when Toastmaster Maria Teresa asked Accountant Lina and Toastmaster Olade not to take on the report. In the beginning, I was wondering what she really meant it. Then I understood later that she was doing the introductory first, and the main speech was coming later. So I hope you all understood like that. Now I would like to kindly ask our accountant, Rina, to give her report.
Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, I counted the following: Toastmaster Valerie 5 times, so, and something like that. Toastmaster Lily only 1, and Toastmaster Palade 2. Toastmaster Vicky 4 times. Toastmaster James Yang 1, and James nothing, and Toastmaster Yasi 3 times. That's all what and Toastmaster Maria Teresa, I listened very carefully, and she said anticipation, just repeated once. Just repeated once. Yeah, that's it. That ends my report.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rina. Now I would like to request our grammarian Ilman for providing the report, please.
Toastmaster Suba. So, in today's meeting, I found that there's a lot of, especially during the speech, Maria Teresa's speech, it was because of it was a play of an art. It's really good to hear a lot of interesting sentences or phrases such as "my stomach is full with lamentation" or "waiting for waiting." So this is really nice to hear that kind of sentences, and I found really small grammar mistakes, such as Toastmaster Genjan. He said jobs are very important. It should be jobs are very important, or job is very important. And this is also really interesting. I see people are over eager, and so that's new to me. I don't know if it's correct or not, but that's something new to me. And the profession's name, some of them are, you said peculiar. I thought it should be peculiar or something. And with Toastmaster Vicky, you said something slipping into character, which is good. Usually people say enter into character. So yes, it's okay. And for the word of the day, a lot of people use the word of the day. So Toastmaster Vicky, you said it once. Toastmaster Maria Teresa, you said it twice. Toastmaster Genjan, you said it once. Kolade, you said it once. So Toastmaster Suba, twice also. Sorry. And Toastmaster Suba, you use it once. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ilman, for your thorough report. Now I would like to request our timekeeper, Kolade, for your report.
Like you all know, Maria Teresa requested for extra time, and I think the competition, she'll pass it on. She used 19 minutes, 20 seconds. But like you all know, like, she gave a very good speech, and congratulations. James, you used 1 minute, 6 seconds for your topic speech. Lily, 2 minutes, 15 seconds. Yasin, you used 1 minute, 10 seconds. And I used 1 minute, 21 seconds. And for this, for the evaluation of the speech, Vicky used 3 minutes, 58 seconds. Rina used 38 seconds to give a speech, and Ilman used 2 minutes, 17 seconds. That will end my talk today.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Kolade, for your report. Now I would like to request our ballot counter Rina for a very interesting result.
That was a tough competition, but still my pleasure is to announce Toastmaster Yasin is the winner. Congratulations.
With this, I would like to thank you all for your contributions, and I would especially like to thank the general evaluation team for their very finished job today to make the meeting so successful. And I would also like to thank our Toastmaster Robin doing a very, very important job quietly, behind. With this, I hand over to Toastmaster Lily now.
That was our Toastmasters meeting. Are there any other business issues? Oh, that's the chairperson. I'll just hand back over to the chairperson and you can ask for the feedback. And that concludes my role as a Toastmaster of the day in the capacity of Toastmaster Vice President membership. May I invite all of the guests today to make sure that you have signed the visitors book and added your email address, and feel free to fill out the membership form and send in the money to the bank account if you'd like to join straight away, or have a look at the Toastmasters website for any further information, and feel free to contact any one of us for further information. And as VP Education, may I plead with you to please go to EasySpeak and register today for the meeting in 2 weeks' time. We have one more meeting in May, and the first meeting in June is already the election. So you're all in it to win it. You're all in it to become competent communicators, competent leaders. And the best way to learn the competent leadership skills is by taking up a position in the executive. So the best way to prepare for that is to take up a role for the next meeting. So just click on and sign up for the next meeting. Just say that you're coming, and then look at all the roles that are available and sign up for a role or sign up for a speech. On that note, may I hand back to our chairperson of the day, who will conclude the meeting.
May I call Yasin to the podium, because wonderful, your first ribbon. Signature, you may have many more. Congratulations. So, I see that Nadia has left, so it's impossible for me to ask her feedback today. So, I will ask James. I'm sorry, you are on my left. So, what is the feeling of this meeting today for you?
I think it's very good to be able to have the opportunity to talk about something, but also a topic, but also to get this valuable feedback. I think it's a constructive and positive way that you can give feedback is very important, but I think the timing is excellent to understand, trying to keep things concise, understanding where you're making grammatical errors, and certainly when you're not using your language in an efficient way, and I think that's That's excellent. So I hope that I can participate more in the future.
But congratulations for your opinion also, please.
It's fantastic actually. I've seen, actually I was observing all the people actually, all of you, except probably a few, were not interacting with the team and interacting during the meeting. And also the feedback, what I've found is even the best speaker, I understand Madame Teresa, she had been speaking for many times, and you know, this kind of feedback is important and to be a good speaker. So certainly I'm trying to be here early then. Okay.
So it will conclude this meeting for today. So we will meet on the 24th of May.
Awesome.
So see you soon.